Hey, what is up, guys? Friendship's Magic here, and I wanted to make this pretty decently quick video just to explain about what things are going on in my life right now. As a lot of you know, and I was amazed by this, I saw the views on the video that I left saying that I was going to be gone for a really long time, and I was just absolutely moved by how many people responded to that video and posted in the comments all the get well wishes and everything and for the future. And I was just I'll admit it brought some more tears to my eyes, but yeah, I feel like you guys deserve an explanation for why I left and why I am suddenly back, because I was convinced when I made that video, 100% convinced that I was going to be gone for an extremely, extremely long time due to events similar to what happened that had happened in the past. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that the reason for me leaving was that I actually, and I guess some might be surprised by this due to my bubbly, enthusiastic nature that you see on YouTube, but I actually do suffer from severe depression. It has to do with my personality a bit, but it also has to do with the fact that I discovered I have this chemical imbalance in my brain that actually causes me to become more depressed than normal. So it basically intensifies my sadness, pretty much. And it happened first a couple of years ago, and I should have gotten it treated, but at the time we thought that just talking was going to be enough, talking to a psychiatrist or a counselor, and it turns out today that that is no longer enough once we made this discovery about this chemical imbalance, which is very unfortunate. But a couple of years ago I had an episode where I, for 2 weeks, did nothing. I was at school, I didn't do my homework, I didn't hang out with friends, I didn't even play video games. I literally did nothing for 2 weeks because I just basically shut down and just did nothing and started having terrible thoughts that I won't get too deeply into, and I'm sure most of you will be able to figure out what most of them were. I had terrible thoughts and I was in a very dark place at the time. And it even got to the point where it was so serious that my parents actually came and I actually got hospitalized for it. So that happened, and 2 months ago when I made the video, it happened again very seriously, and now I am currently on medication for it and seeing a psychiatrist for every 3 weeks and seeing a counselor every week or so. And things have gotten better, but it was a very bad time those 2 months ago, and for a couple of weeks after that. It also turns out that video games are not really an option for me anymore. Video games do something to my brain and stimulates my brain so much that once it reaches its peak of stimulation, it requires more and more and more of it. So basically, video games is like a drug for me. Like any drug you would take, like cocaine or something. Video games are actually a drug for me. So it stimulates my brain to such a degree that it actually desires it more and more. I don't know if it's because I played so much or if it's just how I am, but yeah, just based off my personality, and I am a bit of a recluse and everything, and I played video games a lot, that it got to the point where it became an actual addiction, and I actually needed it. Well, at least my body thought it needed it. So that contributed greatly to the depression, and I got extremely depressed when I learned that I couldn't play video games anymore, and it got to the point where I thought I had lost something that was greatly important to me that I would never have again. And so that, with the depression, led to that video. It was almost like a spur of the moment kind of thing. I realized that it was my Friendships Magic gaming channel was gone. It was never going to be. It was never going to be anymore. It's going to be dead after this. I am back on YouTube after 2 months of. It was a rough 2 months. But I am back. I have medication that I am taking. I wouldn't say I am sad anymore, but I wouldn't necessarily say that I am actually happy either. I'm kind of somewhere in the gray area right now. I'm just kind of here right now. I'm just glad the depression's gone. I mean, I have nothing to be depressed about. I've lived a pretty good life. I've done some pretty great things. I've done sports in school. I've had tons of friends, but it's just something in my head that, with this chemical imbalance, that when I get sad, it intensifies and I get to the point of depression and I start to have a very dark outlook on the world. So I'm hoping that this medication will help with it, and I am hoping that just events in my life start taking a brighter turn, so I don't even need to reach any point of sadness whatsoever, so this depression doesn't come back. But that's basically my explanation for being gone, for disappearing all of a sudden, and my sudden appearance again, because the visual novels, they do not stimulate my brain nearly as much, so they are actually safe to do. I mean, it's just reading, really. It's just a lot of dialogue, so it doesn't give the stimulation that video games once did, but video games are not really an option for me anymore. I loved video games a lot. I adored them, and I've come to accept the fact that I will probably not touch a real video game ever again, which sucks, but it's how it has to be. I'll be doing the visual novels on my other channel, V Novel Central, and I'll see if I can get some of my other friends from online, other voice actors and actresses, to help out with it. We'll see what happens with it. I realize that V Novel Central is not something for everybody. Do not subscribe to it. Please do not subscribe to it. I beg of you, do not subscribe to it if it's not your thing, because I'm not going to feel bad about that. Visual novels have their own little niche. That's a very strange niche, and only certain people are going to actually like it. And so, if you don't particularly like my voice, and if you don't really care for visual novels, please don't subscribe to it. Other than that, Friendships Magic Gaming is done. This will be the last video that is ever uploaded on this channel. It's pretty much over. My video game, just playing video games, is pretty much over for me as well. But I'm just so glad that I'm back on YouTube and able to actually do something that I really enjoy. I haven't lost everything, that means, so I'm actually, it doesn't sound like it right now just because I'm just thinking back on it and kind of sad that a lot of the work that's been put into this channel has, I don't know, it's just gone pretty much. I spent a year on YouTube doing this, and it's just gone, so it really just is unfortunate. And I said this video would be brief. I apologize, it is nearly 10 minutes long, but I felt like you guys deserved to know exactly why I suddenly left, and why I suddenly came back, too. So, yeah, that's basically it. Long story short, I suffer from depression, and I have a problem with my head. That sucks. But I'm gonna push through it. I'm gonna live with it, and hopefully for some of you guys, we can have some more fun on V Novel Central again. And for those of you that I'm subscribed to, I'm gonna try and subscribe to everybody from V Novel Central, and subscribe to the guys that I really, really enjoyed. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I I hope to see you guys later, and have an awesome day.